Aloha and welcome to Friday, everybody. Boy, it's been a long week. Let's relax, chill out for a little while, play some games, and crack open a cold one. Non-alcoholic, Deschutes Black Butte Porter. I absolutely love this stuff. Oh, God, that is nice. Oh. This just really shows where I am in life. That I've got 6 days of my 20s left, and I'm spending my Friday afternoon sitting on my desk, sipping a cold beer, and playing some Pokemon. And I'm very happy about that decision. Alright, let's check our berries. Yes, I did get a haircut, thank you. Nice. Okay. We have any corn over there, let's go grab that. So we've got some odds and ends to do. The biggest one is going to be cleaning out Mount Mortar, since we now have waterfall. Aloha and a good rainy evening. 45 and rainy, yikes. I know this is going to shock you, but it's 82 and sunny here. So I appreciate that. So not only am have I got a new haircut, but I am hairless almost everywhere else. Completely waxed. Even my legs are smooth now. Slightly painful, I gotta say, but it's done. We're getting into competition mode. I got 4 days until I fly out to Miami. 45 does seem a bit chilly for this time of year, but that Vermont, I guess it makes sense. The only real difference between Honolulu and San Diego is Honolulu is 85, San Diego is 75. 80 to 85, usually. Alright, we're gonna move. Throw that in so we can fly to Blackthorn. I think needs trolling. If you can't figure out why I'm doing that, you already know that there's a modeling show. You're really beyond my help. But yeah, Honolulu is just warm and sunny like this all year round. It's great. Alright, so we need to call it before we actually go and do this. Hyper parry, I believe, is what we want. We're not having our phone. Route 45. I guess we don't. Well, we got something to go and do then. I want to say he was over this way. Is it just me? Oh! No, you're absolutely right. Thanks for pointing that out. I did not realize I had my mic turned over the other way. Completely ignored that. Thank you for telling me. Yeah, I had my mic pointing this way because I was cooking in the kitchen the other day. Speaking of, I actually could do another cooking stream. I've been thinking about doing that. Be a little bit more difficult to set it up with the current setup, so I think I'll wait until I change my computer, which should happen over the next month or so. I'm also going to get rid of this desk and all that. By the way, consultation's supposedly going to have one tomorrow, but you never know. Sometimes the queue can fall through, so if you want consultation, write in, askbullmuscle@gmail.com. What did I make? I made my skincare smoothie. I want to say he's down this way. What did you cook? Not enough young people. Yeah, that's... People are really fucking stupid with money, and that's absolutely true. Discovering Pokemon. Okay. So that must be the guy. Okay, so I fucked up. I gotta go back up to the top of the route. Yeah, tonight I'm gonna do a stir fry with some chicken, some egg whites, cabbage, a lot of Asian seasonings, and some rice. Ooh, any day Oklahoma loses is almost always a good day, so love to hear that. Huh. Must be another hiker I'm missing. There's got to be another trainer on this route I'm missing. Supposedly there's one that there's another you get the phone number of. Made a successful life for herself. You can afford a DoorDash dinner 5 days a week. I mean, good for him, but that's still a tremendous waste of money. Hey, JJ, thank you for the $1.50. Very kind of you, as always. Tips are never required. Super chats are never required, but I do appreciate when they come. It's very, very kind of you. Okay, it must be the left side. I thought I had cleared this route, but maybe I didn't. Maybe there's someone I'm missing. A&M softball won in the... Nice! Saw him off. Horns down is Oklahoma's thing. Just so you know. OU says horns down. We say saw him off. Okay, so it's not him. There's one of these hikers. We already have a Teddy Ursa. But this is good XP. Been slowly training up Tatsu to be part of the party. Probably won't quite get him to Dragonair today. Maybe we will. I'm not sure. But I've been using a Macho Brace instead of using the EXP share to train Tatsu's IVs. Or EVs, or whatever the hell that Pokemon term is. Either way, a cow is indeed getting cooked, yes. I put on my ring just for that. Don't you think saying a waste of money suggests if thousands of dollars a month on shoes are closed? No, shoes and clothes is absolutely a waste of money. All that is, it's mindless consumption, right? It's if you're a consumer versus if you're a producer. No, the waste of money is not subjective on some things. Skin is glowing. So that's diet. This is a great example of a waste of money. I don't want to shame my modeling director, but he got me this super fancy, like, 3-digit... Okay, yeah, there is a part of this I clearly haven't gone down, so we'll fly back up. Well, we're here. We'll go ahead and we'll... I think this is him. Yep. Got it. Sweet. All right. We'll swap Tatsu because that's not going to work well for us there. Until I get in there and wreck shit. Ah, I should have used Dumont because Amulet Coin. Whatever. Either way, yeah, my skin's glowing because of diet. So I recommend this. It's my skincare smoothie. So you can buy a $500 thing of skin cream, okay? Or you can buy $7 worth of beets, carrots, protein powder, yogurt, pineapple, whatever else you'd like to throw in it, and you'll get the same achievement. Less consumption. No, we do want to encourage savings, actually. Savings means investments. People don't just hoard their money and stuff it under mattresses. Give me your number. Yes. When people save their money, they invest their money. When they invest their money, it means we can throw more money at good projects. No, we absolutely hardcore disagree with your analysis there. We do not want mindless consumption. We want mindful consumption. Not to mention ignoring the economic side of it for just a moment. The environment does kind of matter, and mindless consumption dramatically damages the environment, right? We don't want to end up in a WALL-E type situation where we've completely wrecked the planet because all we want to do is perfect our methods of relaxation, where we're all morbidly obese, useless pieces of shit sitting on basically what is a giant cruise line of a ship. The only thing that grows like that is cancer. You don't want to be cancer. Oh, Big Red, I loved it. I think you and I both love to hear that result. But yeah, that skincare smoothies it's the real deal. That and other recipes are on my Discord. Please, by all means, come check it out. Strongly recommend it. It's really quite good. Oh, that reminds me, I need to go back to Blackthorn. Whoops. There we go. So we're gonna, now that we've registered him, call. Afternoon, battle with me again. Yes, I'll battle with you right now. I don't, because Marchand should still be. Yeah, it is weird seeing Brad Marchand in anything other than the black and gold, or black and yellow. Y'all are yellow, right? Is it yellow or gold for the Bruins? It looks yellow to me. Saving money is a waste. Uh-huh. Such a boomer. Dude, okay, Neem, you can, if you like trolling like this, I mean, it would be one thing if you were like funny, but you're kind of not, bro. It's black and gold, okay. Saving, well, okay, you cannot invest without saving, sir. So, with regards to, no, this does bring up a good point. I'm a huge fan of savings and investment. Yes, you need to invest your money. If you just hoard your money under a mattress, all you're going to do is get taxed by inflation. Other reasons I'm looking forward to moving out of this apartment. Now, we haven't done that command in a while, but 20% of income that comes in. 20%? Why limit yourself? Ideally, the more you save, the better. 20 is certainly a better stat than average. The average American savings rate is a truly pathetic 5%. And then Americans wonder, why can't I retire? It's not fucking rocket science. If you save only 5% of your income, you're going to have a working career of 66 years. I'm out of beer. However, if you save a lot more of that, and assuming you're investing what you're saving, why you wouldn't do that is beyond me. The whole point is to get your money to work for you. That's kind of the point of capitalism, is that the more you save, the higher percentage of your income you save, the quicker you can get financially independent and therefore no longer need to work. 50-30-20 rule is great for amateurs, but you can do better. Me personally, when I live these days, I'm saving between 60 and 65% of my income. But frankly, compared to where I used to be, in South Carolina, I was closer to 80%. Out here in Hawaii, the cost of living is simply higher. Well, I've thought about getting roommates, and we'll have more room to figure that out coming up. So my lease ends at the end of June 30th. Again, the 50-30-20 rule is not bad if you're a beginner, but you can do a lot better than that. But yeah, I plan to move out end of June is when my lease is up. My plans right now, plan A fell through, didn't get DRP accepted. Plan B fell through. The guy I was originally going to room with for $10.50 a month sold, or is selling his place, so cannot go there. Plan C, I haven't had a lot of luck with local work contacts. Plan D, Craigslist has not panned out so far. So I'm probably going to just move to one of the studios in this same apartment complex, but that's going to be slightly quieter and slightly cheaper and slightly more efficient. I don't need all this space for myself, and not enough people came out to justify me having a one bed instead of a studio. So because of that, yeah, I don't really need it. How much you spend on fun, investments, and needs? Well, if you're clever about it, you need to spend very, very little on fun. I would say, okay, my savings rate is roughly 64%, so 64% to savings. And what I save, I invest in some form or another. And that does include things, I'm diversified, so it's not just stock portfolio. Oh, I need to go through Ice Path. You know, that's fine, we'll do that. Oh, no, we flew back to Critique, we're good. What was I saying? Oh, with regards to... So I save about 64% of my income. Now, I would say right now, my what I call my discretionary and my non-discretionary spending, because I like the way the congressional budget uses those two terms. My discretionary and my non-discretionary spending are roughly, so far for this year, equal, although that does factor in a few odds and ends that are going to change. For instance, there's a couple aberrations in that. For instance, I just bought a new electric bike, which was totally a luxury choice, but I have yet to sell the old one, so that artificially inflates costs. So roughly I would say it's about 50-50. So 64, that gives me 36% left. So if you split that in two, I guess it would be 64, 18, and 18. In South Carolina, it was something more along the lines of 75 to 80, or 75 to 80, and then probably 10 to 15 for wants, and then another 5 to 10 for needs. My costs were incredibly low in South Carolina. Okay, that's pretty cool animation. Can't figure out to find your energy uses. Yes, so utilities, it'll still be a shared cost for a couple of items. It'll be a shared cost for water, sewage, and trash. Electricity will be individually billed, which I'm thrilled about. I do like the idea of doing the studio, though, at this point. And while it's not necessary, I think all in, it'll be utilities plus rent will be closer to $2,000 instead of the roughly $2,200 it is now, if I had to take a guess. What that's going to mean, I say that, it'll probably be more like $2,050. What that's going to mean, though, is, that's a luxury. I'm almost 30 years old. I have a net worth of getting closer, of the better half of $1 million. I can afford to treat myself a little bit. I can afford To me, I would call this a luxury purchase. It's not necessary, but if I choose to do it, I could. Does an e-bike categorized as fun? I don't. I categorize e-bike as investment, but it's the fact that I purchased a second one. My first one was working just fine. There's one or two upgrades it needs. Like there's a part that crapped out on it. It's in the shop right now for repairs. It's under warranty, so no big deal. But buying a second one was entirely a luxury purchase. Now, because I'm going to sell the first one, I put it in the discretionary or the non-discretionary spending because yes, I agree. Transportation of some form needs to be accounted for. You need transportation for budget, be that automobiles, be that cycling, be that public transportation. Of course, in theory, you could cut your transport costs to a pair of shoes if you could walk to work. But I will say, while technically speaking, yes, cycling is a part of my non-discretionary budget. The amount of fun I can go for a bike ride and enjoy that as a fun activity. Ooh, use smoke screen. Unfortunately, Magical Leaf doesn't have it has perfect accuracy. Yeah. Not getting the state credit for the bike sucks, but it is what it is. I would have bought. It was still a great deal, especially for a local shop around here. And it's a bike I've been keeping my eye on for a while. I love the thing. Only thing I'm gonna probably change about it, I wish the main sprocket was slightly bigger, but I can live without that. I think the seat's a little bit hard, but it's a drop post, so I really kind of dig it. Very hard to walk to work even if you live there. You're right. I'm not saying you should, I'm saying you can. Trainer uses slow pokes, so really good at using strength. Yep, I did, as a matter of fact. But yeah, in general, once I sell the other e-bike and I need to just clean it up and put it on Craigslist, I've got a couple friends that are interested in it as well, so maybe we get it, maybe we don't. Ooh, actually, I do want to capture this because it's one less Pokemon we have to train, so we're gonna go ahead and Thunderwave this bitch. People keep telling me to get into real estate and diversify, but I'm scared stock seems more worth it, but I'm risk averse. I don't really buy a home, what if I can't rent it out? So, I'm a huge fan of house hacking. What house hacking requires... So we're actually going to switch to Thrag here. I think that's how you Thrag. And just slowly whittle the health down. But you have to know what the cap exchange is, right? So you'll be able to do a CapEx calculation. I can explain sort of what that is if you need more understanding of it. You could also invest in REITs. ENB, thank you very much for that. REITs are an excellent combination. We're going to go ahead and hit them with one more and then chuck a Pokeball. I should do it. Perfect. That's going to do some damage. Flail's a lot weaker than I thought it was. Alright, we'll use choose an Ultra Ball. I just want to get this caught. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. But yeah, REITs are another great option. Another thing about real estate is the principles on this, I don't believe housing should be a commodity. Well, that's dumb. Housing absolutely should be a commodity. Yes, it's a human need, but food is also a commodity. Right? You have to incentivize people. If you make housing not a commodity, you don't have an incentive for people to build housing. Netball cross. Well, I can't use a netball here. You mean the lure ball? Because I didn't fish for this. I just ran across it in the water. Should be a home, not an investment thing. Go get into the stocks. So it can be both, right? Oh, we got something from Chad. How are you? Want a battle? Battle over here. Sweet. All right. Yeah, I couldn't. I think I named the Goldie Nemo. My bad. Yo, rare candy. That actually will be useful for evolving Pokemon we don't intend to use in our main 6. Now, I understand why some people don't like the idea of house flippers or stuff like that, and in today's elevated real estate market, that makes sense. However, right, when you add things like rent control to the mix, all you do is artificially restrict the housing supply. The trouble is not necessarily that people are, you know, it's not the greedy landlords, okay? As much as people want to say it's just the greedy landlords, a lot of the time, the high housing prices are caused by, the biggest one is a zoning policy that does not allow for more housing to be built. It's NIMBYism. Where the USA society is broken. No, American society is not broken. Stop being hyperbolic. Society's just fine here. We're not living in some post-apocalyptic hellscape. I will get some water, though. There we go. By the way, if y'all do want me to do an entire episode talking about any of these deeper issues, you know what you can do is you can write to me at askbullmuscle@gmail.com, right up there. But yeah, as far as, so here's a great example. My house, right? I bought it in South Carolina as a residence, but I opened it up and had roommates. You know what that means? It means I provided affordable housing that the government didn't do. Better yet, I'm still renting it out. One of my previous roommates has decided to be the full-time tenant, but he wants to move out. So I'm letting the free market dictate it. But look, my roommate, who still wants to buy the house because he wants an investment property of his own, said, hey, my kids are looking for a place around the area. What if they could rent out to you? And I'm like, okay, great. So now I'm providing affordable housing at under $500 a month for rent for 3 people. In other words, I, Bull Muscle, am providing more affordable housing than the entire city of Atherton, California. Fuck you, Atherton, California. Even other people in California hate that town. You unironically tip your landlord thanks to... You know, I'm just saying, if you're just gonna tip random people, you can feel free to tip me. We got the super chat button right there. Just saying. Let's see, we got... Landlords are hidden soldiers. No, I wouldn't say that. That's also incorrect. Landlords can be good, landlords can be shitty. Just like any other member of society. Renters can be good, renters can be shitty. So I'm currently both a landlord and a tenant. I try to do my best at being a good landlord and a good tenant. And here comes the never-ending barrage of confused rays. We're not going to bother with this. We are going to use a personberry. This is why I knew eventually we'd be doing some cave exploration. This is why I put a bunch of them in my plants. Air cutter. But nothing happened. Really not going to do a lot of damage with that one. Now, I'm more open to the idea of Georgism, or a land tax. That I'm okay with. Especially because it would mean completely useless pieces of land around here, like, I don't know, golf courses. Empty, abandoned stadiums that have had nothing on them for 10 fucking years. And parking lots, all of a sudden, would have to pay a much more realistic fee for the waste of land that they are. Only bad landlords are the rent-seeking Chinese. I will grant that. There are some... I can see the argument for laws based around not allowing foreign people to come in and flip housing markets. Yo, hidden hyper potion. Knew there was something over here. That's happened a lot, especially in West Coast cities, where the Chinese will come in and either be terrible landlords or they will flip houses. There's, again, like everything, there's some balance to be had here. Localize everything, small towns. No, not necessarily. Sometimes a big project requires a large corporation. For instance, you can't localize a skyscraper, but there may be reasons to have a skyscraper in your city. I'm not the biggest fan of Georgism, but I can understand its argument. There's absolutely a place for it. Oh, I should have got his Slaro. That was a mistake, because we're going to have to face the Karate Master. We'll be okay. Heading to bed, want to know if we're getting a week 19 update for the live. Oh my god, I completely forgot to do that. Sorry, man. Yeah, it's going to be normal time. Let me do that right now. That is more important than anything else. Let me do that on my phone right now. I am so sorry. Thank you for reminding me. Completely forgot about that. Strong towns need more local devs building local needs and building a nice 4-story apartment building. Well, so even here, you have a large company called Cul-de-sac that built this really cool mixed-use development neighborhood in Tempe. That's a large company. Does that mean they shouldn't have been allowed to do that? I don't think so. All right, so let me see here. Announcements. Where am I live? There we go. We need week 19. Should be a console. There we go. Went ahead and updated it. Thanks for the reminder at... Appreciate that, Cookies and Cream. Seriously. I completely blanked on doing that. Really, really glad you reminded me. Tax the foreign landowners. There is... Oh, yeah, there's absolutely a major drawback. Again, ask... there are quite a few Canadians that could talk to you about that. The city of Vancouver, in particular, suffered dramatically from that. Neat shit out the little guy, too. The truth is... Man, you were playing a lot of Pokemon. Ian B, I thought that's what y'all wanted. I respond to what people want me to do. There have also been a lot fewer consultation streams than I would have liked, honestly, between you and me. It's unfortunate, but that's just kind of how this all played out. So, because of that, yeah, we're gonna roll with a little bit more Pokemon. I'm surprised. The consultation queue, I keep getting people saying, yeah, I'll send you a consultation that sounds really good. And then they just don't. It's really annoying, actually. Did I remember what was the Sunday stream? Okay, so Friday afternoons, it's just when I have time. And frankly, I just didn't feel like going and doing anything. I'm really sore. Yeah. This is Podshare, I heard of the company. I don't know what Podshare is. You'd have to explain what it is. So yeah, all of BC. Okay, so all of BC is like that. I'm sure we have plenty of the same issue here in Hawaii. Land prices or housing prices are so high here in Oahu that I just kind of don't bother even thinking about ever owning housing here. Like, I've just resigned myself to the fact that that's not really going to happen. Wait. Oh, I think I went the wrong way there. Membership-based housing, sort of like a gym. So it's like living in a pod? Could work. Yeah, my friends are going and getting Mai Tais in Waikiki, and I can't think of anything I want to do less. Like, ew. No. Yeah, they want to go buy $20 drinks in Waikiki and try and pick up girls. Ew. It sounds terrible. That's more power to them, but I don't want anything to do with that. I don't know. Maybe that just really just kind of shows what person I am at this stage in my life. But like, no. But I could get around membership-based housing. That's a neat idea. So it's basically hostels. I mean, hostels are kind of nice. I don't know. I like a small studio apartment for myself. Waikiki is... No, Waikiki is... I mean, yeah, Waikiki is really crowded at this point. You pretty much. There are loads of better beaches in Oahu, and especially Hawaii. The tax on foreign owners and trusts is 20%. See, I'm a much bigger fan of that than a ban. A tax is a good idea because then you can use that money to redistribute it to housing subsidies for people who need them if you really want to go that route, or public transit, or subsidies to help densify housing. No, Ontario, look, I'm totally fine with a tax on... Right, I'm a big fan of taxes on things you don't want people to do. Stay in any pod share across multiple cities. Wants to come to Miami. Damn, I'm going to Miami this upcoming week. I'd have considered doing that. Unfortunately, she's not in Miami yet. Pity. Some posture locations have office space. That's not bad. What else are we gonna do? Speaking of housing crises, actually, I was gonna bring this up earlier, but this is the perfect timing. From the Honolulu City Beat. Lawmakers are trying to fund more housing, but not special treatment for locals. Take this weekend off for playing Pokemon. Yeah, this is kind of my last weekend of doing this, because, like, the upcoming week, I'm not going to have shit. Like, I'm not, there won't be any streams. I'm going to be in Miami doing Mr. Supernational. How are ya? Okay, so we got 2 battles, Chad and Ralph, whenever we get done with this. We can find our way through this maze of a cave anyway. I forgot how big Mount Moore is. We may have to come back to this. TwitchCon NA 2024 for less than 500 for thanks to San Diego, Charlie, and Hostels. That's pretty good. This is risky. If it uses Earthquake, we might have problems. Fuck. Actually, this will be an interesting test of Steelix's defense. How much damage can it take? Oh my god. Okay, that's pretty good. It withstood 2 earthquakes, one of which was underground. Well done, Steelix. Not bad. This is why we like Steelix. Defense is just off the charts high. How much fishing you do? Are there any good fishing spots on Oahu? Oh my god, choke fishing spot. Bro, if you want to fish, this entire state is basically your paradise. Is provided, of course, you like saltwater fishing. Oh, we gotta go up this way. Nah, I don't want the map. Exploring around's kind of half the fun. Found an escape rope. Escape ropes are unnecessary when you have a Pokemon that knows dig. We do a little property damage. See, I do regret not getting Islero. I should have put Hentai in the PC. Well, none. It's flying type. Okay. Whenever, right, when we evolve Tatsu up to a Dragonite, it'll also take no damage from Earthquake. But that's not really the point here. Ooh, Revenge. That's gonna do some damage. Sludge Bomb. Eventually I will have a flying type. It's just gonna take a long time for Tatsu to get there. We're, in terms of raw levels, just about at the halfway point. It's gonna take a hot minute for us to get to that point. Should have no problem beating the Karate Master with our current squad. Dratini learn naturally. Dragon Rage, which is okay. So Dragon Rage is useful for leveling up as a low level Pokemon. Like up to about 25 is pretty useful because you can two-hit most things below level 25. Utilize single-stair apartments. Analysts are saying good. Hawaii? Are you saying Hawaii did? Or are you calling South Carolina my old home state? Or are you calling Texas? Either way, that's fantastic news. Whatever increases density out here, hopefully it's Hawaii that did that. Actually, you know what? Let's see how Steelix holds up to fighting type move. It's super effective, but again, Steelix's defense is so high it shouldn't matter. Dark Flying is an underrated time, but you have fighting weakness, you have stab flying to handle them. Home state, you're Citra from. I'm not really from anywhere, so right, because of, oh my goodness, we're gonna use dig. Because of right, I've lived in Texas longer than anywhere else. Wait, huh? How does Vital Throw work when how do you Vital Throw something that's 20 feet underground? Ah, shit, that's gonna knock Steelix out. Okay, things we learned, apparently, you can use... You know what? I might actually use Dig and then go back and get Islero here. We might want Islero for this upcoming fight. Expanding the light rail. No, I didn't hear about that. I don't pay that much attention. That's not particularly relevant information for me. Yeah. How the hell does Vital Throw work for a Pokemon that's underground? I mean, I'm just kind of stunned by that. Okay, but like, can someone please explain to me the mechanics of how that works? Maybe it means I'm going to keep Vital Throw around for a little bit longer. You can only get Murkrow in the Safari Zone, though. Murkrow is pretty good, though, yeah. Unfortunately, the thing with Murkrow is that Electric or Ice type can still do a lot of damage, as can Rock type moves. So it's not a completely great type combo. Okay, we're going to grab this item. Yeah, that's sort of what I'm wondering is... Okay. We're going to grab this item, and then we're going to use Dig to get out of here. For all these Machoke's pretty good XP. If Tatsu could fight on its own, this would be a lot easier. I might swap him to the EXP share the next time around. We'll see. Vital Throw won't do that much. This will level up Hentai as well. It's useful that we're doing this anyway. My main 6 is grossly underleveled. It was with the fight with Claire. Like, we need to level this up. Like Crobat better than Honchkrow. Is Crobat Dark Flying? I thought Crobat was Poison Flying. All right. It might be. A lot of transit news. I mean, bro, more power to you. I I try not to read too much irrelevant information. Like, Kansas City, I don't pay much attention to because I have no intention to ever live or move there. I mean, great, more power to them. I like seeing more urbanist hotspots start, but like... Bull found a dragon scale. Okay, what does the dragon scale do? I know it's useful for something. Okay, so it's got to be used for something. We're going to... Rocky, let's do some property damage and get out of here. I don't know how Rocky, when fainted, can use dig, but I'm not questioning that. Okay, we're gonna go face the other trainers, and then we're gonna finish up with the Karate Master. I think that's the move. So we're gonna do... We got one at Route 38, one at Route 31. That shouldn't take too long. I also probably won't stream for a lot longer. We'll go for maybe another 20 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna get off. That's sort of the thing. Like, it's gonna take a while for, like, I'm not facing the Elite Four anytime soon. Probably in real time, it's gonna be July or August before we have time to get to there. Rocky should be Pokemon Saxton Hale. Did you get the Master Ball yet? No. Like, there's a lot of... There's a reason I called this stream Odds and Ends, bro. Like, I'm nowhere near ready to take on the Elite Four. I don't want to say prematurely, but got... Actually, that reminds me. We're gonna... I kind of got the 8th badge earlier than I should have, but I just wanted it done because Claire's a bitch. And I wanted Waterfall. Let's see. We're going to swap Hentai for Islero. Hentai's useful, but we don't need 2 water types. If I really need a water type move, and I've got the red Gyarados in, we're going to be doing that. We will be, once I get through Mount Mortar, I will be leveling Hentai up a little bit more, because we're not going to be able to use Hentai on routes 26 and 27 until we get to the Elite Four. Right, because you got it. There's no PC access between New Barktown and the league. Still need to fight the Kimono Girls. Yeah, see, exactly. There's a lot left that needs to be done before we even talk about going to Kanto. 2 of my Pokemon fainted when I fought them, and yours are much higher level than mine at this point, so... Alright, I'm going to let Tatsu try and duke this one out. Let's start with Thunder Wave. Reflect is fine. That's not going to make a difference. We're going to use Dragon Rage here. I won't keep Thunder Wave on this Pokemon for forever, but for now it's useful. And again, I will probably phase out Dragon Rage at some point. It's just not yet. I eventually will teach this Pokemon Thunderbolt, and that's going to make it much more useful. Draco Meteor. I don't even know what Draco Meteor is. I was unaware that's a move. How is LA or letting Austin or Cincinnati beat them? I gotta be honest, I'm not sure that's necessarily the case. Los Angeles is finally connecting up their airport to the transit network. LA's putting in work, especially with the upcoming Olympics. New York City, maybe not as much, but I think LA's doing fine. Draco Meteor is a move 2 for it in Blackthorn. Oh, hang on. Looks like the one of the Craigslist people just got back to me. Apparently they want to do something tomorrow instead of Sunday. That's how it is with Craigslist. If I get one sniff that these people are going to be unreliable, I'm walking. I don't need the headaches. Alright, so Tatsu handled that all on his own. Attaboy, Dratini. Yeah, thanks, Mom. Speaking of, reminder for everyone, Mother's Day is Sunday. Just saying. Okay, so he had a Mr. Mime and a Magnemite. I'd be interested to see when that evolves up to Magneton. See, like, Dragon Rage, 40 HP is still pretty decent amount of damage. I would say 40 HP is a decent amount of damage until about level 25 to 30, it stops becoming useful. We'll heal up, and then we'll keep going. I'm also doing a lot less flying and a lot more running around on purpose, because that allows me to level up shit in the daycare. And if I do that, it means I don't have to worry about evolving Pokemon. Okay. So there's a move tutor for it in Blackthorn. What does Draco Meteor even do? Maybe I shouldn't have... See, I gave Dratini Dragon Pulse. I think while the Dratini line has higher attack than special attack, there are very few special attack heavy... there are very few attack heavy moves that really fit for Dratini, so we'll probably keep Extreme Speed for a while, but it's not a perfect system. We'll make it work. But we've reduced the delta between Dratini and my other starting 5 down to 10 levels, so we're getting there. We'll probably get Dratini to 30 today. I'd like to think. Draco Meteor is better than Dragon Rage. Well, I don't really want 2 Dragon moves. Is it better than Dragon Pulse, though? Because Dragon Pulse, yes, it's a special move, but it's 90 power and 100 accuracy. LA redeveloped Dodger Stadium parking lot of a maximum mixed-use neighborhood with shops. Yeah, there's a great example. Or if you're going to keep that there, put a fuck ton of solar panels over every inch of that parking lot and turn it into one of the biggest... Like, turn it into the power generating station for the entire stadium. Because, right, with all the lights in that stadium, there's a shit ton of power being used there. That one's a no-brainer. One thing I will credit California with is, and I love this, the state of California is trying to build solar panels over their water canals, the ones that go from the north of the state to the south of the state, that basically feed Los Angeles with all the water it needs. This is going to reduce evaporation, and it's going to produce power. This seems like a no-brainer. 140 power. Is Draco Meteor a physical or a special type move? Because, yeah, that would be great for, like, a one-time knockout punch, but apart from that... What's the accuracy on Draco Meteor? California out solar panels in the... California's had solar panels out in that part of the desert for years, yeah? So 140 power, 90 accuracy, but it comes with some serious downsides. That might be useful. Not really sure. I would have to have some really good physical attacks to use to do that with. I think it's this guy. See, my original plan was to teach, when it's a Dragonite, have it know Fly for convenience. Have it know... Although, I don't know. Maybe I won't even do that. Okay, 40 is a bit too high for this. Or Chuck Dumond in. Dragon-type Hyper Beam. That's tempting. Let it know Extreme Speed until it's a Dragonite. But Dragonite, teach it Fly... Probably Thunderbolt or some other really high powerful electric move, because we don't have any electric moves in the party, and that's a big weakness right now. Having electric is very useful. And then it's got to have at least one dragon move. So I think I'll probably use Dragon Pulse for now and maybe save Draco Meteor for something else. And then either keep Extreme Speed or use some other really strong physical move. Maybe Outrage. I don't know. think New York City should connect LaGuardia or JFK to Manhattan. Well, there is a train that goes out to JFK already. I flew into LaGuardia for New York Fashion Week, and it's fine. It's like a 5-minute bus ride from LaGuardia's terminal to the nearest MTA station. Okay, so it's one extra transfer. Big deal. I think the time to do the LaGuardia train was like 60 years ago, and at this juncture, MTA has way bigger concerns than connecting to LaGuardia. They've got more important shit to spend that money on. I see why you flew into LaGuardia instead of just flying into New Jersey and taking the train ride into Penn. It happened to be the deal that it was the best flight deal, and it would have taken the same amount of time. Again, it was like a 5-minute bus ride, and then you take, I think it's the 7 train from Flushing. It wasn't bad at all. It took about the same amount of time to do that than it would have from Newark, and it cost less because, right? Yeah, I bought a MTA week pass, you know. So I was going to do that anyway because we were staying on the Upper West Side. So it was like, fuck it, might as well buy the pass for a week and just ride around everywhere. I like New York, but I don't think that's the city for me. I love the urbanism and I love that you can get around without a car, but it's too much. The city doesn't sleep, and I need sleep. It's a bit too much. It's like sensory overload for me. Good, all right. One other thing I learned is that Dratini's natural base happiness stat is substantially lower than a lot of other Pokemon, so you have to work to get Dratini to be actually happy in your party. Newark's a hot mess of the earth. Okay, I didn't know that. I think, you know, right out here, I will say I did I did a little bit of clever financial trickery this week. All right, do we have a Slaro? We do have a Slaro. Awesome. So, little clever bit of financial trickery that I did. City that sleeps, maybe I recommend East St. Louis. So no, East St. Louis also doesn't sleep. It's just a slightly different problem. But with regards to a little clever financial move I did this week. I stopped paying insurance on my house, and I used instead of that, I paid the insurance out front, but I opened a brand new credit card to do so, and in the process met the minimum spend requirements, and the minimum spend requirements gave me 60,000 Hawaiian miles, which is really useful out here since there's really only one airport I can fly out of, and there's, you know, it's the headquarters for Hawaiian. It depends on the Manhattan neighborhood. So I was Upper West Side and spent most of my time on Manhattan, but I wouldn't want to live on Manhattan regardless. When I say it's the city that never sleeps, it's that there's so much going on and so many people doing so many interesting things that I wouldn't be able to help myself, and I would just be sleep deprived like crazy. Living in the Fidei, dude, I'm not made of money. Chelsea, same thing. Harlem, fuck no. I rode the train. I wanted to see Yankee Stadium, so I went and rode the 2 train through the Bronx. No. It's very interesting what happened to the people on the train the second we crossed into Harlem. Fuck no. Absolutely never gonna live in Harlem. Or Soho. If I was gonna live anywhere in New York City, it would probably be like, honestly, it would probably be New Jersey. It'd probably be Hoboken or Jersey City or somewhere like that. Fide-Eye's too expensive and Harlem's fucked. I'm sorry, this pisses me off. This is peak. It's like something, like Ronald Reagan would have dreamed that he had been on this train to tell this story. I'll put it this way. I was going to say New Orleans, God tier food, God tier music, scene, still relatively relaxed. Oh, New Orleans is fantastic, but I could never live there as well because I'd be 400 pounds. I could not control myself around food that good. Just, nope, couldn't do it. Also, New Orleans will cease to exist in the next 50 years. But, so Harlem, I was taking the 2 train up, and as they do, a beggar came through the train doors, which you're not supposed to do, but the beggars ignore that and do it anyway. And, bro, no, congestion pricing is an excellent idea. Fuck, I disagree with you on that, ENB. But I'm going to talk about this a little bit more. This lady comes in, starts begging everybody very loud about how she's 7 months pregnant. She's also fat. You can be both fat and pregnant, by the way. About so I was like, fat, I'm pregnant, I just want some money for some Chinese food so I can go home and relax. And it's like, first off, the arrogance here. You're already begging for people. Second off, you're already, on top of that, you're specifying what kind of food you want. You're clearly not going to a grocery store. You want to go and get takeout. And then third off, you know, it's very clear you've been smoking because you reek of cigarette smoke. And at the end of the train car, she passed by me, went to the end. Sorry, she didn't say she was. Yeah, she said she was pregnant. And at the end of the train car, she was talking with some other people. I don't know what they said or what information was exchanged, but they fucking no, that's not it. I forgot the map. I'll figure out the way. But she gets to the end of the train car and she says something along the lines of, "I'm just so tired. I want to go home and relax." And I'm just like, you're willing to stagger around a subway train in the middle of February in New York, bumming for meals, basically, but you're not willing to go and get a fucking job of any kind. Like, just shit bothered me. Shit really bothered me. I'm just like, dude, this is. I hate the welfare queen stereotype, but you basically are a walking, talking welfare queen stereotype is what you're doing here. And I'm not trying to judge, but right, every single thing you said, right, that you specifically wanted money to go and get restaurant food instead of cooking something on your own. You were talking about how you were pregnant and yet you reeked of cigarette smoke, right? And I'm gonna be real, yes, that's a problem. It's 2025. You should know. Ooh, fuck, that's gonna do some damage. Like, you should know that cigarettes are terrible for your baby's health in the year 2025. I mean, just basic, like, reading the fucking labels on the packages should tell you that. Just everything about it bothered me, and I'm like, how much taxpayer money has gone to fund this? I'm sorry, it does. It bothers the fuck out of me. Anyway, yeah, no, I've watched that. I have watched with congestion pricing because I think it's a terrific idea. I think we should have congestion pricing into a lot of different cities, but Manhattan especially, because you'd have to be fucking certifiable to want to drive into Manhattan. That's insane. It's what it is very reasonably putting a free market style price on all the road infrastructure Manhattan has. I think the congestion fee is a terrific idea. And if you're a business that hates it, okay, There's the exit. See ya. I think it's New York City did not need cars in 1900 and does not need cars today. New York City is dense enough to where, again, if you own a car and you live on Manhattan, why? There's no reason for that. Again, owning a car in Manhattan is just fucking lunacy to me. You have the best railroad connectivity in the United States. No, that's not saying much, but you do. You can go to Albany, even Montreal, Boston, Philadelphia, DC. Oh my god, why? Oh, EMB's trolling. Okay, yeah, I totally missed that. I should have seen that when you said Mickey, but I'm a huge fan of it because it's basically trying to make it's trying to make it more like the free market. So I'm a fan. I like it. I need to drive my 3500 Cummins. Exactly. Again, even this is within Manhattan, you've got some of the best transit in the United States, and yes, the MTA has its problems. Harlem, and frankly, I think the NYPD have been treated abysmally and need to be treated a lot better for the work they do. But there's no question in my mind, like, you would have to be a certifiably insane person to want to own a car in Manhattan and drive a car in Manhattan. Even then, you've got plenty of Ubers and taxis and everything else. Like, it just, no, this is stupid. Do not do this. Do not redeem. They need to get rid of their curbside parking instead of having service parking lots like LA. Mass all their parking by making curbside. Yes, I can live with surface parking because it's also all metered, and so the city gets payment for that. So in some ways, it's a form of a land tax. It's not ideal, but I can live with it. All right, so we're gonna give Tatsu the where is it? XP share. Because now we're gonna throw Islero out there. We're gonna let Islero just eat on these machos. He's no Zen headbutt. After all the curbside parking, Manhattan adds up to like 40 football fields. Great, absolutely. Again, New York City should have less of it, but maybe the way to do that is by slowly reducing it the way Amsterdam did, and then maybe increasing the meter fees. That would work. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of I'm very much a big fan of the congestion charge. Absolutely. For fuck's sake! No, I gotta do another fucking Supranational video this... Bro, I have other shit to do with my life. This pageant shit's bothering... I don't think most beauty pageants have, like, all these Like, I gotta do a 2-minute introductory video now. It's just like... Bro, I have a life. I don't want to do this. I have other shit I want to do. I want to spend half my weekend making a fucking 2-minute Instagram. So you're visiting, so you're drinking now. And that's why I put in Rocky. Self-destruct, boom goes to dynamite. 16 HP from his self-destruct. That's cute. I thought Amsterdam got rid of it overnight. Yeah, so no, Amsterdam, I think they slowly phased it out. Right, they did it neighborhood by neighborhood. If I recall correctly. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Okay, I know there's an item up there. I don't know how to get to that point, but we'll come back to that. That's not a now problem. I want to go face this fucking karate master. Big fan. I appreciate that. Thank you, JJ. Yeah, I'm slowly building fans on Instagram, which is regrettably the only thing. It's the only platform that seems to matter for this. Jersey City infrastructure have protected bike lanes in Manhattan, New York is party. Honestly, if I were a cyclist, I would not want to do Manhattan. That's the other reason. Manhattan's okay for cycling, but to be honest, the subway system is so good there, even I probably wouldn't bring a bike into Manhattan. I would just use the subway. I am a bicycle supremacist, don't get me wrong, but not really worth it. Newark, the city is meh, not bad. Okay, the airport's a dumpster fire currently. That's interesting. Wait, so how do I get over onto that side? Oh, we're back to level 13 now. I must have missed something. I thought this is where the karate dude was. This isn't even worth my time. The fuck? Oh, do I go? Oh, I go this way. I'm smart. They wouldn't put that there just for no reason. Alright, if these are going to be all level 13, we're going to use a repel. I don't have time for this. That's not worth my time. Yeah, I would say the cycling infrastructure in Manhattan's pretty good. It's not perfect, but it doesn't really need to be when you've got really good alternatives to even cycling. And again, New Yorkers are some of the lowest obesity rates in the country anyway, because they walk around all the time. As long as you're not using a taxi to go everywhere like an idiot, you should be just fine. Alright, where's our repels? We need some repels. Oh, don't tell me we don't have... Do I really not have repels? Fuck. Okay, well, we're gonna use the black flute then. Am I the only one who doesn't like metro systems? I mean, they have their problems, but again, when you've built something as big, you know, as crazy as New York's... Okay, so the black flute did nothing. Why are we facing Pokemon this quickly? Do I have to give it? No, I gotta use it. Oh, there it is. Super repel. Anyway, no, what was I saying? Fuck. I'm losing my train of thought. I have a bad habit of doing that. Okay, so we're not going there. We are going here. Iron Ball. Get trams where a bus is the only above ground. Buses are fine. Yet trams don't really make it any better than it already is. And the amount of money, let's see. Flying, it makes flying type and levitating holders susceptible to oh. Oh, we might be giving this to Steelix. This could become very useful very quickly because, oh my god, the amount of damage Steelix could do to... Oh, hello, this is useful. Steel and Steel's better than buses. Yes, but buses, it's an already built infrastructure. Plus, if you've already got the congestion charge, buses are now moving through Manhattan way faster than they used to. So I'd say roll with the buses, keep the budget down. If I'm New York, you're better off spending what limited money you've got on transit on, I don't know, something like, say, maybe rail improvements. Trying to fix some of the things that have gotten maybe a bit worn down over time. Maybe some of these 85-year-old switchboards. New York's got... I love the New York train system, but it, like any other system, could use a lot of maintenance. Or, I don't know, building the cross the Brooklyn Expressway. Is that the one? Hey, it's the karate guy. Sweet. All right, we found him. ADA compliancy. I mean, again, I can't fault New York for not having every station be ADA compliant when they built the system in the 1920s. And a lot of their stations are, just not all of them. Rail improvements and bridge repairs. Exactly. There's no... Why build a giant new tram... There's no point in building a tram station in New York. All right, let's talk to this guy. Hey, I'm the Karate King, train owner in the cave. You battle with me. All right, Karate King it is. Yeah. Well, there's a couple stations in Boston that are the same way. Because it was built well before that. I mean, the ADA only came into law in 1990, dude. All right. So this looks like we're at a disadvantage. However, Zen Headbutt, go burr. Oh, I forgot to give it the Twisted Spoon. Oh, well. Kaboom! Because Tauros has a pretty high speed and low-key been feeding it shit tons of carbos, this is actually a pretty good strategy. Zen Headbutt, go burr. Thunder Punch won't do that much. I swept this fight with Typhlosion. Looks like I'm sweeping it with Tauros. I'll take it. Tauros is only level 37 too, so we're still under leveled. Easy. I'm beaten. Put up a good fight though. Surprised he doesn't have a Hitmon top. Crush, Trini, still not lost, admit it. Rare fighting type Pokemon. Oh my god, he's the one that gives you Tyrague. Fuck. I'm gonna have to come back down here, aren't I? Boston, not the traffic, the infrastructure. Logan, I have no complaints about that. Yeah, the T is, again, the T should be so much better than it is. Instead of, like, Boston should not put down more trams. Boston should connect the north and south parts of the T. A1 when it comes to accessibility. I hate that mechanic. Yeah, honestly, you should be able to send it to the PC. Yeah, that's fine. I can come back here for the Tyrague. That's not the end of the world. I agree. It's dumb. You should be able to get that, but looked off into the distance and barked. Okay. Oh, we're here. Okay. So the problem is it's going to reset itself, so there's no reason to do that. Let's go clear this cave, and then we'll go do other kind of stuff. This is counterproductive, though. Level 17 Zubat. Yeah. There's no reason to do that. That's just annoying. Actually, do we have the berry that makes fighting types? Agua, fire, flying, ground, grass, poison, electric, water. Bug, psychic, dark, steel, normal. Okay. So we don't have the one for fighting. Maybe our mom got it for us this time. Yeah, I agree. That's stupid. All right, we're gonna go do some item sweeping. I'm gonna use another repel because I think we gotta go up one more. And then we'll call this. We got other shit we need to do. I need to make dinner, kind of get ready for the evening. Yeah, my friends are going out and drinking tonight. That's sort of the thing. I love my friends, but I don't drink, so what would be the purpose of me joining them? Yo, iron. We like iron. We're big fans of iron. We've got the big iron. Actually, who do I want to give the iron? Who do I want to give the iron to? Meganium's got high enough defense. Muscle's kind of supposed to be not particularly high defense. Dratini's alright, we don't need to give him that. There would be no point. I think giving an iron to Steelix is kind of silly. I think we either give it to Islero or we give it to Hentai. I think we give it to Islero. So you have to drink, do Hawaii bars, not have seltzer. No, it's the point though. I don't want to go all the way down to Waikiki and then have to bike all the way back from Waikiki. No, I'm not fucking driving in Waikiki. I'm gonna give it to Islero. Right, I'm not going all the way down to Waikiki just for need the one friend. You're right, that friend is me. But I don't want to drive all the way down to... I don't want to drive to Waikiki, period. That's just misery incarnate. But Wait, how do I get out of here? Fuck. Alright, if I can't figure out how to get out of here with this rappel, I'm using dig. Oh, I need to go up here. My bad. There we go. Now, I can be the designated driver, it's just I don't really want to be. Like, it's a waste of my time. I know most people don't think about my time ever being valuable, but, you know, I do occasionally. There we go. I knew we needed to get this item somehow. I think this is a TM. We want this. Yes, aerial ace. Alright, I think we've cleared this for now, or at least cleared it enough. But this will not do. I think we should do property damage. Yes. We'll head to Ekrutik because Mama got us something. And then that'll probably be it. I want to make food. I'm going to make food, and then I'm going to clean off this desk. That's going to be my project. This is my big, exciting Friday night. I'm going to clean off this desk, and then I'm going to get ready to post it and a few other items on Craigslist. I want to try and minimize my possessions for this upcoming move. And I'm going to respond to the rental lady. Got roofied once. Don't consider leaving a couple days every time my friends about it. Damn, roofied? Sounds like you're kind of justifying my feelings on not going out to drink. Alright, so we got a Tanga berry there. Bug type attack. That's super unhelpful. Although, actually, you know what? No, we have one other thing that's very important to do. Are you... Hang on. ENB, are you still here? If you're not here, I'm not going to do this, but... It's time to bear down, I believe. Well, we're going to have to see whether or not we've gotten to the appropriate level, but it's almost time to bear down. Okay. Come with me. We're going to go down to the daycare because there's a Pokemon I have gotten that you have not seen yet that I think you're going to enjoy. Since we have the rare candy. Bars can be very scary. People get very grabby in there. You know, I've never had that problem. Maybe you should hit the gym. That was mean. Sorry. It's true, though. I do like how there's a little sun current in the national park image there. That's a neat touch. I didn't even get the chance to go and do Pokeathlon. Know exactly what it is. Yeah, well, the hint should have given it away, but... I'm boring. I drink occasionally with friends. Drink the amount I keep below. Moderation is key. It's a really good way to do it. I just kind of gave up drinking, and well, with what it's done for my body, I really don't see a reason to go back. All right. Let's see what level we got here. Your EA 2K7 is growing. Perfect. There you go. No. Just for a moment. You go to the gyms, people try to get all over me. No, well, I mean, it seems... I guess if you lift for long enough, you get to the point where they don't do that anymore. You got me as to why, bro. First off, move. You... Oh, no, we didn't want that. Change box. Beedrill, you go to full Evo. Magikarp, we're going to release you while we're here. There's got to be a way to... Okay, I guess we can't do that right now. Fine, whatever. Fine, well, you go in there. Meganium, keep him busy. We have the box man. The older you get, the more I like cigars more. That's interesting. Oh, we do actually want to put another Pokemon in there. Who do we want to throw in? What do we want to level up? Should probably go catch Quagsire. Oh, we do still need to level up Maglev for a few. Cigarettes are gross, fine, so smoking cigars during weddings and events. Cigars aren't bad. I don't mind a cigar. I hate the way my throat feels the next day, and then I hate the way I just reek of it. The smell of old cigar, like the next day, is gross. All right, we're taking Hiei 2K7. No, we're gonna keep Ice Piggy in there. We're gonna throw Maglev back in there. And we are going to evolve. Yeah, it's time to bear down. No, there we go. This is necessary. It's time. This Hiei 2K7 is still a Teddy Ursa. That's not appropriate. There we go. This is important. Where did you catch that thing, Teddy Ursa? What? I could trade it with you if you want an Ursa ring. I will absolutely trade you an Ursa ring, especially because you can't fuck with the name. You have to battle with EA 2K7 on your team. Odorless cigars so people don't reek. Impetuous and silly. Oh my god. Calm nature, impetuous and silly. I'm just gonna go ahead. ENB, why don't you just take a screenshot of this? Yes, it was Route 45. I caught it. I do like the smell of good leather. Absolutely on that one. Feint attack / sweet scent and fury swipes. God, that isn't a... That's a good attack level. It's just pure dark type, right? Wait, how is Ursaring normal? It should be dark type. Because the bear comes out at night. It's nocturnal, I think. But yeah, you get it at Route 45. But if you would like an Ursaring, ENB, and you want to figure out how to make a trade happen between us, I will gladly trade you Hiei. But this needed to be done. It was... You got fucked by the nature. Yeah, calm. I mean, I wasn't going to use Ursaring in my party regardless. Although, having both a Tauros and an Ursaring would allow us to make all kinds of stock market jokes. I hate leather. I used to have a leather wallet. I've had this same leather wallet for 10 years and it's been great. It's like the worst nature. Good to know. I don't know much about natures. I just pick Pokemon I like. So how do I release Pokemon? Let's see. Release, there we go. Bye-bye Magikarp. Bye-bye Carpooper. I don't need a level 4 Pidgey. Bye-bye Carpooper. Bye-bye Sock. We don't need a Mareep, we already have a Flaffy. That'll do. Definitely, yeah, if you are going to get a Teddy Ursa or an Ursa ring, please name it Hiei. I feel like that's just the right thing to do. That's the one where, that's the really nice one where it's like, you're talking about, okay, well, who's your spirit Pokemon? Who's my spirit Pokemon? With Hiei, that one's such an easy answer. It's very clearly Ursaring. It's a gigantic fucking bear. Actually, honestly, an Ursaring with a calm nature does kind of fit, though. He's generally pretty chill, but would you really want to piss him off? Probably not. Yeah, I found one on Route 45. I didn't catch it. I found a couple, actually, just going around. I think I found 2 Teddy Ursas. I caught one of them. I killed the other. Alright, that's gonna be it. Complete the Bonanza look. Car keys, ID, and debit card on an Apple Wallet. See, I'm fine with that in theory, but I like having physical wallet. Sometimes cash is still really useful. I'm a big fan of cash. Cash still, to me, cash still does the job. Oh, don't tell me you want to battle. What are you doing? Want to battle me? Oh my god, bruh. No, I can't be bothered. Nope, sorry. Can't do it. Not today. You know what, we're just gonna quit. I already saved. I think. Fuck, did I already save? Yeah, I'm gonna save one more time. I don't care. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not going all the way through Dark Cave just to do that right now. Fuck, no. Maybe later. Alright, that's going to be it for me today. So I believe I've got either a consultation or something I want to talk to you all about tomorrow. Going to figure out the details on that. If you do want a consultation, askbullmuscle@gmail.com, as y'all already know. Yeah. Otherwise, we'll see y'all tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. should be the standard stream time for both streams. I'll update the when am I live on my Discord for that. Until tomorrow, make good decisions. Good decisions form your actions. The actions form your habits. Habits form your values. Values form an ethos. To be the guide star at the Rue, the rough waters of life. Much love. Come in for the hug. Shoots. See y'all.